kept seeing a car go into the water. All day they've been showing me reruns in my mind of Adventures with Purpose. VP's gonna find her in the Prosser Lake.
We have found Kylie Rodney's vehicle. Again, our search for Kylie at Prosser Creek Reservoir on August 21st at 10.
There are plenty of questions and very few answers after 4 students at the University of Idaho were found murdered in their off-campus house.
It's like if you look at Ted Bundy's eyes and you look at his eyes, they're the same. Maybe a little bit lighter. The one thing that I keep seeing is curls. So I don't know if he has curly hair or wavy hair, and that might be when it's grown out. I think he elongated, like his face might be a little bit longer. There's a reference to a pointier type nose. He honestly looks a lot like Ted Bundy, but like a jacked up Ted Bundy. Like not as handsome. I keep getting like a security guard or a badge. Like a Brian or something like that. It's because they are going to catch him. Because I'm seeing him in an orange jumpsuit. He wasn't as smart as he thought he was. Okay. He's probably going to go to jail for this eventually. I keep getting December. The name Richard again. I also get the name Rick. Damn name Allen is coming in again.
Jailed 50-year-old Richard Allen in connection with the double murder. Teen best friends Libby German and Abby Williams went hiking on a trail and never came home.
Done on November 20th, 2019 at 7:14 p.m. Quentin, but I'm seeing trash and I don't.
9:42 Wednesday morning. Quentin Simon's mom told 911 her little boy was gone.
I do keep hearing a trash truck though. Then I keep hearing the trash truck. It's almost, that's one thing I can't get rid of is the twisting of the trash bag. And so then I'm like, well, is he in the trash? Okay. Unfortunately, I hate to say that. I do hear landfill. Could be the
New tonight, a heartbreaking search underway in Georgia for a missing toddler. Police are sifting through trash at a landfill for the remains of 20-month-old Quentin Simon.
And I felt like he was going to be found. That was earlier in the day.
3-year-old boy found alive and in good health.
And I said, like, within 3 miles, but I'm not seeing him being hurt, and I'm not seeing someone coming up and getting him.
And I said, were you alone? Yes.
The main 2 things I keep getting is the wooded area and the shed.
Well, to take cover in that shed.
Late into the night to find.
I see him running to the woods. Oh, I keep getting a repeated image of him running to the woods. Okay. So maybe he decided he wanted to go play and then he kind of got lost in the woods. Be within 2 miles. I keep getting a reference to the edge of the woods. And so he's still alive because I'm not using him to get this information.
Right.
Around in the woods like I can't find my way out. I'm stuck. And I said he's in a bush.
Okay. I went across a field of grass. I came up on some woods. Sure enough, I went in the woods and about 100 feet from where I was at. I think he was in some stickers. There's a lot of stickers and all there.
Tonight in our Missing series, a case that we have heard a lot about from our viewers.
He wants to take me down the road to like a neighbor's house or something, like another farm. I also hear neighbor. He said he knows this guy. He knows him. And he's a neighbor. I don't know what the friends come in.
Suspect, 58-year-old James Brenner, who also happens to be Dylan's closest neighbor in the remote desert area of Lucin.
There's a lot of struggles, like a lot of ups and downs. And at one point he's talking about like being missing for some point, or I don't know why that's coming in. Like he was missing for some point in time, or he wasn't heard from for some point in time. There's also I get the word uncle, so I don't know if he is an uncle or something of that sort. Yeah, I don't know. That he seems like a younger male that struggled a lot with addiction. That's the way that it's coming in. There could be pills involved, but I just keep getting a reference to needles, which tells me like the harder stuff, either the H word or the M word. It could be past. It could be a past. Like I said, I can get anything at any point in their lives. So however it fits. because it feels like this person was homeless for a certain amount of time or on the streets cold. That's where the way it comes across. And there's a reference to like going missing for a period of time, like maybe people didn't know where he was. Yeah, so yeah, again, past, present, or future, any point in their lives. But if they really struggled with it, it doesn't necessarily mean yeah, he feels young, and again, I get like darker features with him. But I keep picking up someone with like a beard and a mustache too, like a longer beard that's like lighter and a mustache. Like that's coming in too, like curly. Well, the way I see it is like kind of like I don't know, not like curly, but like you know how the beards and mustache, like the longer ones are, is like curly. I'm not seeing. I don't know if these are two different people. So I'm not seeing the curliness in the head. Like I said, I'm getting dark hair. This next other person with the beard and mustache might be someone different, but there's a reference to like a longer beard and mustache, but it's like kind of curly and coarse in the mustache and beard, but the beard and mustache is lighter. Like it's almost like an auburn brownish color where the hair is darker. So I don't know if it's two separate people or there's just a beard and mustache coming in for something else, some other reason. Because they look like the hair doesn't match the beard and mustache. So it's a little confusing. Pretty much they were a partier in their youth. So this also included alcohol. But they keep talking about like they're sorry. So whatever they did, like whatever their actions were led to their passing. That's the way that it comes in. A reference to like a larger brown dog. It's like there's a lot of struggles that he put a lot of people through a lot of different things due to his struggles. Yeah, addiction struggles and alcoholism. Like that comes in together. Definitely a long beard, and again, not all this may go together. You know, if he can't get in all the way, he might be mentioning the beard just so that you know that he's here. But I do feel like this person was homeless or cold at some point. So, and again, I feel like there was times that they went missing and they put their family through a lot, because the reason why they're coming in is it's like I need to apologize for the way that I was. They were cold for a period, so they were homeless during cold months or a cold time. But there's a brown dog that I keep picking up. It's like a bigger dog, like a larger dog. Like maybe a lab or something like that. I don't really know, but it's larger and it's got it's brown. It looks brown. That could be it, because the darker the hair doesn't match the beard and mustache. Pretty little green things. I mean, that makes sense because the beard was reddish, but the hair was like a different color than the beard. So it's throwing me. Like, is it two different people? Is it the same person? Okay. A cold night. It's hard to see where this one belongs. I mean, there could be more than one person coming in. The cold thing is really important because I keep seeing the guy shivering. Yeah, no, I saw that with Stacy, but those are that's coming in is okay. Okay, because the biggest things that are coming in is the addictions, the struggles with addictions, the coldness is very important because I see him shivering. So it makes me feel like he was maybe outside when he passed, or there's a reference to being cold that night or being cold. The beard and the mustache and the hair are different colors. That's why I thought they were different people because it's throwing me off. Because the beard mustache is more reddish, auburnish color, and the hair is darker, like a darker brown or black. Again, it comes across as he was homeless. The other that I'm getting when I go, because not this could be multiple energies, but the biggest things are the beard, the mustache, the coldness. It seems to go together. And then there's addiction issues here, addiction and alcoholism. Like it that all runs together. Okay, but did he have other things too? Because I mean, I could be getting more than one energy. I don't know. No, I don't think you're wishful thinking. I think your brother. I wanted to say Chris earlier, but that we got that last one, so I second guessed it. Because I definitely think. Was it cold when he passed? The coldness is very significant. Pretty little green things. It's very significant. The cold. Because he's like standing there shivering. It's something that's repeating. So I feel like that's the most important thing. Yeah, no. Well, see, I was hearing Christopher, and then I was like, but I got that last. So sometimes I'll second guess that, like if I get the same names over and over. So I didn't say it, but I definitely heard it. All right. Okay. Let me bring you on Pretty Little Green Things because I am kind of pulled to you the most out of everybody. It doesn't mean that like I said that there wasn't other people coming through. It's just a stronger energy is coming in. So again, if you connected to anything else I got there, it could be your loved one was there, but they're letting this person come in. So do keep that in mind. All right. That's just they'll all come in at once and then the stronger one will step forward. That's kind of how it goes. He keeps showing me he was cold. So that's why I'm going to go with you because it seems like that's the most important thing. And since you said that he said to mention the beard and mustache if he was coming in, I think that maybe is why that's so prevalent. Did he happen to have like lighter eyes, like green eyes or hazel eyes or like a lighter colored? I keep seeing them as like green or green bluish or something like that. And again, piggybacking. So because the coldness is prevalent, it won't go away. Okay. All right, but can you come on? Yeah, they feel like a bluish greenish. They're light. Yeah. Okay, that might be where like the different like hazelish bluish. They're not brown as basically. They're light color. That's the way that it comes in.
Ryan. Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Oh, pretty good. So the dark hair, the reddish beard, reddish facial hair, being cold.
He got hit by.
Well, I mean, I would think that he was cold because of what happened and how he was left.
Yeah, don't give me details on that yet, but
Okay.
it's almost like he's standing there shivering. So was it cold that night at all?
Yes,
Okay.
it was.
Because it's almost like I'm standing like this and I'm shivering. So if I was waiting somewhere or walking somewhere, that's what it reminds me of. Like if I would walk with my arms crossed because I'm cold.
Yeah.
Okay. And did he have like the addiction alcohol?
Oh yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Was he ever like homeless or go missing for a certain amount of time? Like did you guys know that this happened right away, or was it a little bit before you knew what had happened to him?
I got the call when it happened.
Okay. But was there a time where he ever went missing for a minute?
Adam did, the teenage spirit.
Now she knows somebody that her son knows somebody that went missing for a while. He was younger.
Okay.
But
And he had like a fentanyl addiction.
Well, because you guys know each other, it could be both of them coming in.
yeah, it could be.
Because there's a reference to someone that went missing for a little bit.
My son's best friend, he was homeless.
Okay. That would be the homeless then.
And he was 17.
Okay. And so he went missing for a little bit, like people didn't know where he was?
His mom would call and try to find him.
Okay.
All the time. And he was homeless for a while. And she would call all the time.
Okay. Well, it seems like both of them are kind of coming in, like one's bringing in the other, or they're both just there, like a mixed match of energies. Because, and this is your brother, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
His brother.
Okay.
Yeah.
So can you understand why he would apologize for what he put people through with his addictions and things that he did?
Oh yes, yes.
Okay, because I feel he's talking about like he put a lot on people and he caused a lot of problems with his addictions. And I don't know if maybe sometimes they even caused him like anger issues or whatnot, but he's talking about how he's sorry for putting everybody through that.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Okay. Like it changed him. And I also feel like he put up with addiction for a long time.
Yes. Yes.
Because I get like this like roller coaster type feeling. And that's kind of how his life was, like a roller coaster. And also what he put everybody else through as well.
Yeah.
So do you know if he was drinking that night or under the influence that night? And where does the impact come in? Like a fast impact.
God. Yes, it was St. Patty's Day night or early the next morning, and yes, he was highly intoxicated and struck by a vehicle.
And they left?
Yes.
Okay. Because he's talking about how I don't know if there was it seems like it was really dark. Like maybe he wasn't in a seeable place, if that makes sense.
Yes.
You know, like maybe it wasn't well lit.
It was very dark.
Yeah, and it's almost like he was really in the street or close to the street. And that's when the vehicle hit him. But it was like, it's almost like when the vehicle does this, they look around and say, okay, nobody's here. I'm going to keep going. Because they were also drinking.
Yeah, that's why I had a feeling about that. Yeah.
It almost seems like they came from the same area or the same bar.
They lived in the same neighborhood. And they were both going to the same neighborhood. Okay,
so because it almost like they live close together or were, either they were out by each other that night or the same area. But I feel like this person was also drinking or had been drinking, and that's why they left the scene. They didn't want a DUI.
Right.
Or manslaughter or anything like that. Did they happen to catch this person? Where does the color blue come in at?
His eyes, my brother. Yeah, his eyes.
Is there a okay? But I keep wanting to put it like to a car,
His
like a
Cadillac.
dark.
I got
Okay,
it. Yeah.
okay. Because he kept showing me a blue car, and I wasn't sure if it was his car or the one that hit him. So I was a little confused there.
There was some fighting over the blue car.
It's his baby. Yeah.
Okay. So do you guys know who hit him then?
Yes.
Okay. Did he know who hit him? Like personally, like know him at all? Like from the, like you said, the same area, like did he ever pass him or know who he was or anything like that?
Not that I'm aware.
Not that you know of?
Mm-mm.
I keep getting this connection. Like you said, it could be the neighborhood. It could be that they were from the same neighborhood or they were just out in the same area. That could be the connection. It feels like a close connection. Like maybe he lived down the street or close by too.
Down the
Because I
street.
feel like he did it. Like I keep wanting to put him close to him.
Yeah, he drove his car away from the scene, and it was about a block away.
Okay. Did he end up getting caught and getting in trouble for manslaughter for this anyways? Vehicular?
He got in trouble for leaving the scene causing catastrophic injury or death. Yeah, we actually just went to trial for it.
I was gonna say, did he end up with jail time? Because I keep seeing him in jail, so that's why it's coming across as like he's getting justice. But I don't know if this was actually like he's like this was vehicular manslaughter. Like I don't know, did he take a deal or something?
Yes, he
and
took
plead down?
Yeah.
Okay, because I think originally they wanted to get him for vehicular, and he like pled down or something and got a better deal. Like that's the way it comes across.
Yeah, it didn't seem like a fair.
Yeah. It seems like he pled out or something.
Yeah.
But he's still, like he showed me, he's still in jail.
He just went like last Thursday.
Yeah, that's probably why that's coming in. He wants you guys to know that he knows what happened like with the trial and that he went to jail and everything like that. Because I see him behind bars. But it's kind of weird. There's something that's, I don't even want to say this because I could be wrong. However that guy watches back. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's something that, I don't know if he like looks at people weird or there's something there, but it's almost like there's a possibility of something happening to him in there. From what they're showing me.
Oh.
I don't know. I don't know if you guys know this guy or know anything about him, but I don't even want to foretell that, but I'm just saying that's what he's showing me.
Oh wow.
There were a lot of people that loved his brother that are in kind of low places, so that's a possibility.
It makes sense. What he's showing me over and over, like a shanking. So I don't even want to say it, but it's like
Yeah.
I don't even want to say that. I don't even like to predict that kind of stuff, but
I hope not. But
it won't go away.
Oh no.
Go away. Good God. It's hard because he says like as his brother, he knows that you loved him so much, but you also were so disappointed in him.
Yeah.
And you also it's like I feel like at times you tried to save him or talk some sense into him and he just didn't listen. Like he was like, I was the one that had to decide to get help, and I'm sorry that I didn't do that. I don't know. Also, it almost feels like the reason why he got into the addictions and the drinking is he was self-medicating. There comes in as an underlying depression, mental illness that's coming in. That makes sense.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Okay. And I don't know if it's something for like that happened to him in the past, but he's definitely talking about like he had depression and mental illness and his worth. He didn't have any self-worth.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I don't know where the tiger stripes come in at. That's kind of weird.
Your son's baseball team.
Yeah, I mean, that could be. My son played a lot of travel baseball.
He was on
Was he Tigers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rawlings
Okay, that's it. It's however it makes sense to you. So yeah, that's right. Because I don't know why else I would be seeing tiger stripes. It's got to be the baseball team. Just validation to let you know he knows what's going on. So this would make him an uncle then, too. So
Yeah.
that's the uncle that was fitting in.
Well, we just had a baby that she's 2 now, but she had just been born when he died.
Okay.
And he hadn't met her yet.
All right. Because, well, they meet him before we do, but I just remembered he said that they said uncle before. So,
who got that?
Yeah. It's all right. They just bring up like their important connections. Like he wished he would have been a better uncle. Like it's almost like I don't know if he ever did this, like he ever did throw the ball with his nephew, or if he's wishing he had of.
Probably wishing he had of.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it comes across. I don't think he was ever in the right state of mind or whatever to where he could function to be able to do that. But he keeps showing me like, unless you do, you might play. Do you play catch with your son?
I used to a lot, yeah. When
Okay, because I keep hearing that ball hitting the glove like someone's playing catch.
That was
but
like
it's
a
all
big part of their lives. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
So it kind of comes in as both things. Like he wish he would have been more of an uncle to be able to do that kind of stuff, but he knows that you did it. Because the baseball comes in pretty strong because again the tiger stripes.
That's crazy.
So I don't know if your son, does he really like it? Is he really good at it?
He was, yes.
Okay.
Still is.
He's
graduating this year, so.
Okay. Well, hopefully he'll get back into it and play for college or whatever. I don't know. So I just heard I'm sorry, bro. So I don't know if he called you bro, but it's like
Oh God, yeah.
Sorry, bro.
Yeah.
Because it's almost like you warned him about this. Like you told him something bad was going to happen if he continued down the road that he was headed.
Like the last time
I
we saw
just
him.
had a talk with him at the bar, yeah. Like
Yep.
on his day after his birthday.
Just like a month.
I was just going to ask you about the damn candles and the cake because it was coming in like I was getting candles and cake. So that tells me there was a birthday at some point. But then it comes in like you're having this conversation where you're like, you know, if you don't straighten up, something bad's going to happen to you. Like you warned him.
Yeah, you did.
Multiple times, yeah.
Yeah, so you knew where this was heading. But that must be where my candles and cake come in because unless there's a birthday coming up or just past. But I was definitely getting that.
Yeah, it was like what, like 2 weeks after his birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Because it kind of came in together.
Yeah.
I was just getting ready to say the damn cake and candles. Sometimes I don't get stuff out fast enough. So he wants to know that he heard you. He just was not in the state of mind to care at the time. It wasn't that you didn't try to look out for him or anything like that because he
Sorry,
is
my black cat just brought a rabbit to us.
Oh no.
Sorry. That was okay. Here you go. Sorry about that.
That's okay. So that's what he's saying. It's like, it's not that I didn't hear you. I heard you. I just wasn't in the state of mind to care at that point in time. So, but he appreciates you always looking out for him. So I don't know. Are you the older brother or you just act older? I'm more mature.
He's the younger brother, but
I was going to say, it's almost like he's not the older brother, but he acts like the older brother.
Yeah.
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 It was almost like the roles were
You're the older
reversed.
brother now, like considering.
Yeah, I was the younger brother. He was 3 years older than me.
Yeah, because it's almost like the roles were reversed. Like he should have been the older looking out for you, but it was actually the other way around. That's the way that it comes in.
Yeah.
He's like you always had his back regardless.
Yeah.
I did, yes.
And there's a memorial tattoo that's coming in. That's even, I don't know if it's you or someone else, but it's either been thought about or they're gonna get it.
Yeah, I mean, I thought about it, but there's
Okay.
few people that have gotten stuff
Yeah.
for him from his lowrider club.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you where the motorcycles came into because it comes in both things. Like I was getting motorcycles, but then I was also getting a reference to like I said, tattoos, and it comes in like some people got some, but then I get you, but you've thought about it, but I don't know why you haven't got it yet.
I don't either.
But he shows me wings, so I don't know if any of them have wings, but there's a reference to wings, and that could also connect to the motorcycles. I don't know, but there's a reference to wings with the tattoo.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
All the pictures, they put wings on them.
Oh, okay.
For all his memorial stuff, everything. Like
that makes sense.
You have the wings hanging from your rear view.
Yeah.
It's almost like he's saying, like, hanging around the same people and stuff like that he was hanging around, like he couldn't get sober if he wanted to, because I feel like he had good friends, but then he also had friends that also went down the same road that he did. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like with
Yeah.
bad influences. So he's talking about as long as he stayed on the path he was staying on, and as long as he was around those same people, that he says it was just a matter of time, which you already knew that, bro. But he's still like, it's still like you meant so much to him as a person because he wanted to be how you were. He wasn't strong enough to be how you were. Like he sees you have this life of like, you know, you're doing well and you have a wife and you have kids. And that's what he really wanted deep down, because he couldn't bring himself to do that.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
So he always looked up to you, even though it should have been the other way around. He always looked up to you and wanted what you had. And I feel like also that kind of a little bit led to his depression, as he just couldn't break those chains of addictions due to all these circumstances around him. I feel like there's a part of him that really wanted to, but he just didn't feel strong enough, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
He says the word's weak-minded. So I don't know if that ever came up, but he says and easily swayed. Weak-minded and easily swayed. So I don't know if that was his type of personality, but
I could see him saying that.
Yeah.
Easily.
It definitely easily swayed, yeah.
Yeah, those are definitely his words. But was there also like a memorial bike ride for him?
What wasn't a bike ride? It was a
like a low rider.
Like
club.
he was in a low rider club, like with his car.
Low rider, but I just hear what do you call it? Like the engines.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They were loud.
I mean, they were the car.
So I take them as motorcycles because whenever I hear motorcycles are loud, so I hear it as engines.
Kind of the same
idea
though.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So was there like a memorial, like lowrider thing then?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Several.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Several. Did they happen to put like, the way that it shows me is like, you know how on the back of cars they will put like rings of flowers? Like I keep getting that too.
I mean, a lot of people had like his wings and the Chris thing, and
Yeah, I mean, they were, all the cars were pretty much decorated with like plaques, or I mean, they had made a lot of stuff for him.
Yeah. I feel like I hear, and I don't know if somebody actually said this about them, but he's like, he was a good dude.
Oh,
like every single person.
Like the way they say, like he was a good dude. And I feel like a lot of them like felt really bad for him, and they knew that the only reason was because of the addictions. Like he was a good dude deep down, he had a good heart, he was a good person, but the addictions made him somebody that he wasn't sometimes.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Like that's the way it comes in, but he still had a good heart and was a good dude. And I feel like he was a ride or die person too. Like
that's exactly.
He needed to have, he'd have your back if he needed to have your back, and that's just the way that he was.
Oh yeah.
That's exactly like what everybody said, especially at his funeral. Like getting up there, he was a good dude.
Yeah, that's how I heard it. Like he was a good dude.
Like what can you say? He's a good dude.
Yeah. But he also says the word fluke, like this was a fluke thing. Like, just the way that it happened, it was just like you had an idea, like you had a feeling, you had an intuitive feeling that something like this was going to happen because you told him about it, you warned him about it. But he still says like this was like a fluke. Like who would know? Like me walking home. At least I wasn't driving, but I was walking.
Yeah.
That was the hardest part for me was.
Yeah, he got out of the car for like 5 minutes and.
Mm-hmm.
Out of nowhere.
But he says like he needs you to know, although that his passing was hard and all those this was really tough on you, because I feel like you guys were really close and you tried to pull him through a lot and you went through a lot together. And he wants you to know that he's finally free, because he did nothing but suffer on earth. He did nothing but struggle on earth, and he's not doing that on the other side. So he's finally able to break those chains of addiction and break everything that was holding him down. Like on the other side, he looks like how you always would want him to look.
Okay.
And you guys look similar anyways, but you know what I mean? But he looks the way that you always want him to look. And so he needs you to know that. He needs you to, so they keep doing this dove thing, but I don't know if that's actual dove release. Sometimes it is, and sometimes it's just symbolic for a peace. So however that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I get like a dove and then there'll actually be a release, and then sometimes it's just symbolic for he just needs you guys to know. Because I feel like, again, like his service was really big. Like a lot of people really cared deeply about him, and I feel like they didn't push his issues. Like it wasn't like, it wasn't brought up a lot, if that makes sense. Like it was kind of like he was remembered for the good things. Like they didn't really bring that up, although he struggled with that. Like they kind of looked past it. I don't know if I'm making sense. I'm trying to put my thoughts into words.
That's totally, yes. That's
like celebrating the good parts of them.
Yeah. It's like they almost understood why he had addictions and that he had addictions. Like, it's almost like they had a deeper understanding for it, and regardless they loved him, it didn't matter. It's almost, he says we all have our own battles to face. That's his words. But he just keeps going like, I'm okay, bro. I'm okay. You talk to him? You talk to him sometimes? Because
I do a lot. Yeah, I try to pick up the phone and call him. I try to, I talk to him a lot.
Because he hears you. And I feel like there's a reason he's saying like, I'm okay, bro. Like those are the words. I don't know if it's an answer for something that you said to him, but he just needs you to know like he's okay. And you can talk to him anytime you want. Like he totally hears you.
Okay, awesome.
He totally hears everything that you're saying. Because I feel like you talk to him about like your life, like what's going on, like, today this happened, Chris, and today this happened, and I'm really wanting to do this. Like that's how it comes across. Like you talk to him like you would if he was still here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you kept saying, I just want to know that he's okay. I just want to.
Yeah, and then I'd always ask, I'd always.
There you go. There's your answer. That's why he's saying, like I said, it's like he's answering you. I'm okay, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
And did you like write I don't know if you wrote him a letter, if you wrote him like a eulogy. I don't know what this is. I just see you writing on a piece of paper. It might even be a letter to him after he passed. I'm not sure. But
Man, I always planned on it, but I never did. I
Okay.
just couldn't.
Okay. So that's just his way of saying, like, I know your thoughts. Like, I see that you've been wanting to do that. Because I feel like actually it will help you heal.
Yeah.
Sometimes if we write letters to people that are on the other side, it just makes it more like we wrote this down and we have it and we get to say what we want to say. Like, it does help us. So he's just letting you know, if you want to do it, it's fine. You don't have to. But if you want to, it'll help you. And he knows that that's something that you thought of.
Okay.
It's almost like telling you to do it, by the way.
I
You do.
figured that, yeah.
Yeah, you have to be like that with him. That's funny.
He's like, for once, I'm telling you something. Because I feel like, again, you always try to tell him everything. Like, you took over the big bro role because he couldn't do it. He didn't have it in him to be that type of person.
God, that's so funny.
Yeah, I know.
Do you guys know a Doug? First or middle?
I worked with a guy named Doug first.
Okay. That's fine. It's just a validation. It's hard because my cousin's name is Doug, so I always second guess that. But yeah. So it's just a validation, just something that's coming through with that. He says the biggest thing you need to know is that I love you. It's like, I hear, like, I love you, bro. And I'm proud of you. Because I feel like although you've dealt with his passing and it was been very hard on you because, again, you were close, you were brothers, you loved him a lot regardless of the situation. He is proud of you for continuing on, for being strong, and for keeping going. Like, he's proud of you being the dad and the husband that you are. He says, you're doing things that I only dreamed about doing. And I couldn't be happier for you. And it's almost like he's your biggest cheerleader on the other side as far as how life is going. And I don't know, there's something coming up with your career that's going to shift and change. I don't know if you've thought about, do you do some kind of labor work or contracting work or something like that? There's something similar or that relates to that?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you thought about going into your own business?
No. I haven't, no.
Because it's almost like you might either... I keep getting a reference to, like, you might get a partner and go into your own business with them.
My wife always talks about opening a plant store.
Okay. Yeah, my pretty little green things.
I mean, that might be there's something, because I keep picking up, like I said, about the contracting and like laboring and stuff like that. But then there's also a reference to, again, like, I don't know if it comes across as like your own contracting business though. Or something, or doing something on the side or something like that. I keep wanting to put like houses with you. That might be flipping houses, rebuilding houses. I'm not really sure how it makes sense, but
You might be talking about me. Those are like all my dreams right there.
Well, yeah, but you need him to do it, right? To do all the laboring work.
Yeah.
So
he doesn't know yet.
Well, no, but his brother does.
Yeah. We've been talking.
Did you tell him that? Like, talk your brother into this or something? Or you've been talking to him about your dreams or what? Like,
I don't know. I just talk sometimes.
Okay, well, because it like I said, it's coming in like your own business, but it comes in again like flipping houses, contracting. I keep wanting to put houses with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's up my own.
You have to let me know. You have to let me know if it makes sense, like down the line, because I have a lot of people that always tell me no, and then they end up doing it. So I get no a lot of the times, and then they always come back to me and they're, I'm sorry, you were right. So. It's coming in for a reason, unless he's trying to talk you into doing it.
That would be the time.
Because I feel like you're like you don't realize how good you are at what you do. Like I feel like you know a lot of stuff and you're able to do a lot of stuff, but I don't realize if you realize like you could do your own business. Does that make sense? Like you don't really have that. Like you're afraid. It's almost like you're letting fear hold you back. But he's like, bro, we've only got this life to live. Get it going.
Yeah, he always wanted us to open a business together.
Okay, that makes sense.
So yeah, I can see where he's going with this.
He's just talking about like it would so much improve your life and you would enjoy it more than you realize. You just have to jump. You just have to take the leap and take the jump. Like that's how it's coming in. And if you don't like it, you can always fall back and do something else. But
it sounds like it.
he just appreciates how much you loved him regardless of everything, and that what a good brother you were. That's his biggest message, and that he's okay. And he's like, I'm better than okay. Like he is living it up on the other side, doing whatever he wants to do. I feel like he's raising a muck over there. I feel like, did he like to listen to music really loud?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's playing loud music in my damn ears, and I'm like, stop. Like
that's him.
Yeah, he loved his music.
It's too loud. And it's not it's almost like music I don't listen to. Which would be, I always call it heavy metal. I call it headbanging music, rock, like stuff like that, like a lot of guitars. Like I keep hearing that kind of stuff, but I don't know. He might have listened to all different kinds.
He listened to everything. Yeah,
he's blasting that in my ears. Like I'm like, okay, stop, because he's like saying he like raises a muck on the other side. Like he just has fun. He has a blast. And the biggest thing is like he's free from like everything that held him back here. But he talks about like you succeeding and you going really far in life, and he's proud of you for that. Like he's proud of you for continuing on, for doing what you're doing. And so you keep going back to like, was it your daughter that was born after he passed? Is that what you were saying?
She was born right before he passed, like in the
right before he passed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Was there something like you did with her name in regards to him? Or did you think about it?
No. Because it was like what, she was born in September and he died in March. So it was like,
okay. Do you guys want any more kids?
No. Absolutely not.
Oh no. God. Okay. I don't know. You have any more siblings? I don't know. He keeps talking about like his name living on. However that makes sense. I don't know.
I mean, it will. He has, yeah. I mean, he has kids.
Are any of them? Does any of them carry his name?
His son carries his middle name.
Okay, that might be it. Sorry, not trying to scare you. Although you never know. But
I mean, I have a son too, and I mean he's pretty heartfelt. I mean, he could end up using my brother's name and one of his kids. I mean, I'm not saying.
Yeah, I mean, it could happen. It like there can be multiple meanings for it. It could be because he's talking about his name living on, so it could definitely be his son, and then it could just carry on.
Yeah,
because I feel like, again, regardless of everything, he was well loved, and he knows that. He knows that.
He was always proud of our last name, so.
Yeah, I mean, he's proud of you as a person. Like he just thinks the world of you, and I think he did when he was here too. But it's just he even thinks the world more of you now on the other side, because he sees more now. He sees how hard you try and all that you go through in your life, and he's just like super proud of you. Like he just beams with pride over there. So He's, he's stepping back into the light. He's got that kid with him though. The younger kid, because I keep feeling a younger boy with him. So you can let your son know that he's got that guy with him and he's okay. And there's a reference to a rainbow. So I don't know. Again, if you see a rainbow and you think of him, I get that sometimes as a sign. Like there'll be a reference to a rainbow at some point.
Oh, Adam brought him in. I'm gonna cry.
I hope that this was helpful for you.
Oh yes, very much. Thank you.
And you guys can definitely, come back anytime you want. If you want me to, I could try to cut it and download it for you if you really need me to, and email it to you. Just email me and let me know.
That would be amazing. That would be absolutely amazing.
Yeah, you have to email me because I'll have to split it off here. But thanks for hanging out. I know it was a long night.
Share it too if she wants online. Yeah, I don't care.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you so much, guys.
Yes,
I hope this was helpful.
Yes, very much so. Thank you.
We've been
You're welcome.
Asking for something and just
You said bring up the beard. So
Yeah,
that was pretty much it. I was just struggling because I think there was another one coming in, and that's where the other stuff was fitting, like the jaw and all that other stuff. And it was almost like there was two coming in at once, but he had to kind of push through and be the stronger one. Basically.
Thank you.
And so he did that. So it happens. So thanks for hanging on.
Yes, thank you again.
You guys are welcome. Have a good night.